In the oath, the man, known as Abu Jandal, appears troubled. He is a taxi driver in Sana'a, Yemen's capital, and he struggles to make a living.
تفضلي.
عند السفارة السعودية يمن مول.
يمن مول عرفته. كم بتروحين؟
250.
He obsesses about his brother-in-law, Salim Hamdan, who spent 7 years in the U.S. prison at Guantanamo Bay in Cuba.
بابا ثاني. عمو سالم فين؟
في كوبا.
في كوبا؟ ايش قاعد يصير في كوبا؟
محبوس.
من حبسه؟ من حبسه؟ من حبسه؟
أمريكا.
But Abu Jandal also says he feels responsible for Salim's fate. He got his brother-in-law to join al-Qaida in 1996. At the time, Abu Jandal was Bin Laden's bodyguard, but he says Salim was not a terrorist. Abu Jandal left Bin Laden in 2000 despite a loyalty oath, and he settled into family life. In an interview with the Voice of America, director Laura Poitras says Abu Jandal's and Salim Hamdan's relationship is about larger issues.
You know, it's this family drama that walks us through the history of, of 9/11, of Guantanamo, of interrogation.
Hamdan was arrested in Afghanistan and was transferred to Guantanamo shortly after the September 11 attacks on the U.S. He remained there for 7 years.
إن الشهر هنا يمر كسنة وإنني أعاني من آلام في الظهر والقدم والهرش نتيجة العزل عن ضوء الشمس.
Poitras doesn't show Hamdan's face, but his letters to his family speak of his torment.
Guantanamo is a nightmare. It's a national nightmare. It's unimaginable to me that Guantanamo is entering into its 9th year. I mean, how is it possible that we're holding people outside the law that have been charged with nothing?
Hamdan's military defense lawyer, Lieutenant Commander Brian Miser, agrees.
The use of coerced confessions is one of the fundamental problems of the military commissions. Americans, and particularly the American government, cannot understand how Bin Laden had farmers, had mechanics, had cooks. They see Mr. Hamdan standing next to Bin Laden, and so therefore he must be a terrorist.
In Yemen, Poitras focused on Abu Jandal. The man is complicated, deeply religious and charismatic. He denounces terrorist acts that kill innocent civilians, but he also feels torn about breaking his oath to Bin Laden. He says al-Qaida in Yemen has grown from a fringe group into a strong social movement. Poitras films Abu Jandal being interviewed by New York Times reporter Robert Worth.
اليمن أصلاً هي عبارة عن السوق الأفكار كلها. مشكلة حقيقة مسألة الجيل الجديد وهذا ما عاد يرجع مسألة إيش أهداف الاستراتيجية للتنظيم وهكذا صار خلاص حيث ما في هدف أجنبي كان ما كان أي حجم كبير اضربه خلاص.
Abu Jandal is not appealing in the movie. He likes the spotlight. He despises America and its foreign policy, but he also fears the new al-Qaida. Abdul Ghani al-Iriani, a political analyst who advised Poitras in the film, tells VOA he has similar fears.
The second generation of al-Qaida are much more dangerous than the older one. They came about because of the invasion of Iraq. And they're very angry, and they consider everybody to be the enemy, including, fellow Muslims and fellow Yemenis.
Poitras does not take sides. She says she tells it like it is. Her documentary, The Oath, links al-Qaeda's growth in Yemen to anger at U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East and to the controversial detention of terror suspects at Guantanamo Bay. Penelope Poulou, VOA News.